Well, welcome to Scouting for History. It was an unexpected hunt today. The weather was nice. My wife said, why don't you go out and stretch your legs, have some fun. Didn't have to tell me twice. So I came here today to this old farmhouse. I've been here 3 times before. Each time I go over a different section of the ground. Now today I'm going over a new section, the last section. So let's see what I find. Stay tuned. And the first relic of the day is a hinge. I'll clean it up. Might be interesting. On to the next. And the second signal of the day is a nice high tone. Might be a clad quarter. Might be something a little better. So just in case, and of course it's not. It's a piece of this galvanized metal, I believe. Yeah, on to something better. Well, there's a really old brass hook or copper alloy hook of some kind. Very cool. On to the next. And now a tiny little lock escutcheon. That's pretty old. On to the next. And now a buckle with an iron tongue. The buckle itself is made out of some kind of copper alloy, brass, or something like that. But the inside, the tongue or the spike or whatever, is obviously iron. It's all rusted away. That was a tough signal. I got it one direction very faintly, and in another direction there was nothing but an iron grunt. But you never know what it is, so dig it up. And there's another relic. It's a brass lock plate with iron nails through it, and it going one direction I got a kind of a squeak with some iron, and go in the other direction all I got was iron. So it really depends on how it's laying in the hole, you know, how you're going to hear it or whether you're going to hear it or not. So off we go, see if we can find something else. Well, those iron grunts with a good squeak in them, you never know what they're going to be. Somebody had a bad day a long time ago. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 keys. Not very old. Looks like it might be from the 80s. But that's cool. Alright. On to the next. And so there's a lot of iron in the ground. You never know. This was just a little squeak every now and then in one direction, but you never know what it's going to be. I think it's another one of these Rorschach tests. It's a 51 signal, so it's probably US, but I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah. I can't tell. I'll have to clean it up a little better. You'll see it right here. Awesome. On to the next. Well, now the last time I was at this farm, I found my first reals. They were so worn down and wiped. They were hard to identify, but there was a little bit of wording on the coins that I was able to identify what they were. I don't know a year, but I know what they are. Now today I found this coin, And I thought it was a large cent, and I thought maybe it's a kg 2 or 3 or something like that. And it turns out it's even better. Again, I can only identify it by a little bit of wording around the edge, but around the edge you can see et lib, and that appeared only on a few coins. So in the 1780s, some of the American states started making their own coins. You know, Massachusetts, New York, Vermont, Virginia, New Jersey. Now, I've never found any of the state coppers before, but today I found Connecticut's. Now, the front, I can't see anything on it, but on the back, I can clearly see Britannia, or I think it was meant to be Liberty, but it's Britannia. They just copied a King George III penny, but they changed the wording on it, and you can see around the edge et lib. And here's the coin I found, and then over here I'll show one of the I'll show a non-dug example over here, so you can compare the two. But because of that et lib, I know that that's a Connecticut copper. Outstanding. This farm has been amazing. You know, some of the things I found have been really outstanding, and it just makes me wonder, what did the people who hunted there find? They must have found some really, really good stuff if they left behind all this other good stuff. So, well, on to the next. Well, I was getting a really deep high tone, and I dug the hole, and I got an old rusty nail, square nail, I believe. But I knew that wasn't it, so I kept probing, and look at that. That is a silver-plated ring, maybe gold-plated. I'll have to look and see. But it's been cut. I'll see if there's any markings on the inside. Oop! Gone forever. On to the next. And not far away is another nice high tone. Not quite sure what it is, but it's in here. Oh, look at the... What the heck? Oh. It's like a finial or something. It's incredibly heavy. Wow. I thought it was a cannonball at first, but it's got a hole in one end. But the hole doesn't go through, and there's no place for a screw, so I know it's not an ox knot. Cool. On to the next. The plug, I see some kind of an impression here, but I also see a wheat penny. Let me scan and see if there's anything else in the hole. Yep. Another wheat penny. It's from the 20s. And a nail. Is that it? Well, I guess that wasn't an impression. Alright, put the plug back, scan again, and on to the next. Well, there's a ton of little pieces of iron in the ground. It's everywhere. But the legend is sniffing out old targets. Look at that. Awesome. I'll clean that up and see if I can get any information off of it. You'll see it right here. On to the next. Well, and you just dig those iffy signals. There's an old bullet. It's been fired. You can see the rifling on it. That's a big one too. And in the hole was a giant hunk of lead. I'll clean up, see if it's anything interesting, but it's just a hunk of lead, I think. On to the next. Well, a screaming mixed signal. And somebody sometime lost a pocket knife. Don't think it's terribly old, but yeah, the blade is still in, so this was dropped and lost. Might have been a scout knife, not sure. On to the next. Well, I'm not sure what it is. I don't think it's very old. It looks like a soccer pin of some kind. I'll clean it up, you'll see it right here. On to the next. And another large set. Ooh, that one's nice. Oh yeah, I can see a date already on that one. $1832, I think. Ah, oh, that's beautiful, the back. Awesome. On to the next. Well, I knew it was going to be something big. I just didn't know what. So I was curious. I still don't know what. But I'll clean it up. You'll see it right here. Maybe it was a lock plate that's rusted over. Yeah, that's what it looks like. An old lock plate. On to the next. I thought for a minute I had a giant silver spoon or a silver coin when I saw the edge, but it looks like it's part of a pair of silver scissors. Oh, and it's got initials on it. Awesome. Awesome. I'll poke around, see if there's any more in the hole, but it's not a recent break. On to the next. Well, that's going to do it for today. My camera mount broke. I have one on order, so it's hanging at a weird angle, strapped in with wire. But time got away from me. Boy, I had fun today. Not a whole lot of finds, but it's been a long time talking to the lady who lives here. Real nice lady. But now I'm done this property. I've done the entire property. And every time I've been here, I found cool stuff. So the people who did it before, they missed a lot, but you gotta wonder what they found too. Oh well, first come, first serve, I guess. Well, on to the next one. I've got a great property lined up, so come along on the next one. See you then.